Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, also known as Rainy, and today's story time is about me making a really stupid decision, so don't be like me. Anyways, yesterday I made a story time about, it involved that whole walking thing and going for walks in my gym class. This story also sort of involves that. Now, I had gym class just before lunch this day, and I was going on this walk, and my friends weren't with me once again because some of my friends, they really like to skip, and some of them were just in different units doing different things with their gym class. So it was kind of just me. There's this one kid in my group who was doing the walk with us named Tom. At least that's what we're calling him. And we brought him up in that last video. This was a while before that last video actually happened. And he kind of just came up to me during this day and was like, "Yo, Rainy, do you want to chill with us today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Why not? My usual people aren't around. I'll chill with you and your people." And his friends were kind of like, "Yo, what? Why?" Because I didn't really know his friends, but he was like, "Yeah, no, don't worry, bro. He's cool." And as I was walking with these guys, we kind of just keep going on this walk through the woods, just like I've explained before. And eventually they're like, "Yo, you guys want to try something?" One of Tom's friends. And we're all like, "Yeah, sure, bro." And he's like, "Okay, so I've heard that, tripping, right? Doing acid and stuff, and you see visuals and you hallucinate." And we're all like, "Yeah, we've heard of that." And he's like, "Okay, I've heard you can do it with nutmeg. And so I brought some from my kitchen. Do you guys want to try?" And no one believed him. Everyone was like, "Yeah, no, there's no way, bro. It's literally a kitchen spice. It's I'm not going to trip balls after eating a teaspoon of salt or anything like that. There's no way." And me in particular, I didn't really have too much experience with drugs and hallucinating and stuff like that. So I didn't really believe him. So we all kind of collectively were like, "Yo, okay, so if it's not real, why are you scared? Let's all do it and we'll prove it wrong." So we all agreed to that. We're all like, "Yeah, okay, sure, let's do that." And we all took, he brought a teaspoon with him. No, it wasn't a teaspoon. It was I don't know what kind of spoon it was. We all took, 7 or 8 of these things. And, yeah, it tasted disgusting for anyone who's wondering. And just a disclaimer, if anyone is, planning to try this, don't. It's, not a recommended experience. If you're going to trip, don't use nutmeg. So basically nothing happened. And even for, the rest of that walk, nothing happened. And I just remember we got back to the school and, got changed back into our regular clothes instead of our gym clothes, and nothing had happened. I just felt sick when we got back to the school. I just didn't feel good. My stomach started hurting, and I was eating lunch with my friends, the ones who were at school that day, and they're like, "Yeah, you okay, bro? You're kind of quiet." And I just told them, "Yeah, no, I don't feel really good, and yeah, I just feel kind of sick. I don't really feel like eating." So after lunch, we have this period where, we read. They want us to just read for, I believe it's half an hour, 40 minutes. They want us to just read books, sit in the room silently, and just read books. I've explained this before, but I didn't usually read. Sometimes I would, but I'd often just draw in this period. I'd be minding my own business, but I'd be drawing instead of reading. But as I started drawing, I started to feel a little weird. The best way I can describe it is, when you're tired and you're almost falling asleep, and you kind of keep falling asleep for a split second, then coming back to, and everything seems sort of choppy almost, and then your vision is kind of blurred because you're basically falling asleep. That's pretty much what I felt like, except my stomach hurt as well. But I started drawing while feeling like this, and I really went for it. Most of the time when I was drawing, I'd draw a character from a show or a video game or whatever. Just a character that I liked is what I would usually draw, or something like that. But I was just drawing some weird ass shit. I remember I started trying to draw a character from Outlast, I think, and it just went completely wrong. And I just kept going and drawing just a bunch of weird shit and shapes that make no sense and stuff. And my friend eventually looked over at me and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro? What are you drawing?" And I kind of just didn't answer. I just kept drawing and looking like an insane person. And I kind of just kept doing that till the reading period was over. And even my teacher walked over to me because he'd look at my drawings sometimes, and he'd be like, "Hey, what'd you draw today, Randy?" And he looked at it and he's like, "Oh, that's creative." And that's all he said. He kind of just walked away right after that. And next up I had science, which was in the room I was in was my homeroom, and my homeroom teacher was also my science teacher. So I just kind of stayed put, and he prepped for our science class. And he put on this video. I don't remember exactly what we were studying. We were studying something aerodynamics or some shit and how planes fly. And he put on this video. and it showed this diagram. Like, I'm sure you've seen it. It's like the diagram of, I think it's a propeller. Maybe it was the airplane wing. I don't actually remember. But it shows, like, almost the particles of air going over it just to show how they travel, like, how it all works and shit like that. I was, laser focused on that shit. Like, I felt like I was staring at that diagram for, like, 6.5 years. Like, it felt like a lifetime. I was just staring at these slow-moving particles, because for me, they were moving really slow, and I was just staring intently at them. My friend kind of looks over at me, and he tries to say quietly, like, bro, are you okay? And I just kind of hit him with, like, an absurdly loud, And it was so goddamn loud that the teacher actually had to stop and look at us and be like, guys, like, eyes up here, can you please pay attention? My friend's like, yeah, sorry about that. And I'm just still staring at this fucking diagram until it goes away, and then I'm just laser focused on the front of the room. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at, but I'm just laser focused there. And yeah, I just felt weird for the rest of the day. Like, the science class eventually ended, and I was walking out of the room with my friend. He's like, bro, are you okay? Like, seriously, what's up with you? And I'm like, I don't feel very good, dude. Like, not at all. And he's like, all right, well, feel better, man. I gotta go to my class. I'm like, yeah, me too. So I went to my band class, and I remember, I don't really remember a lot that happened in band class. I just remember having a hard time getting down the stairs to get there, and just not feeling great, not paying much attention in band class, kind of just chilling there. I think I ended up scrolling through memes or something like that, just trying to stay in a sane state of mind. And then at the end of the day, I just walked home and, tried to stay alive. I tried to play Batman Arkham City because that's what I was playing through at the moment, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't focus, so I just turned off the game and kind of just like chilled there all night. I think I tried watching Pacific Rim and then just fell asleep, but I felt like shit the entire time. Like, I just felt bad. I felt like I was gonna throw up. I felt like physically ill. It was not a good time, and it was very distracting to do that in school. So yeah, if anyone was wondering if it does work, it does. It does. Nutmeg will get you high, so that's cool to know, but don't do it, would be my suggestion. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's story time. If you liked it, leave a like, that's what the button's there for. Otherwise, subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.